Boom. Happy Star Wars Day, May the 4th, the single most important holiday and calendar day of the year, more important than anniversaries, birthdays, Christmas, May Day, Cinco de Mayo, and, believe it or not, July 4th. May 4th, most important day.
I really got to say that Revenge of the Sixth is kind of my holiday, though. Just saying, again, with the dark side coded. Yeah. But that's okay. Happy Star Wars Day, everybody.
Star Wars Day.
May the
Yeah.
fourth be with you.
May the 4th be with you. I got my wife a Star Wars Day present, and
Show us.
I'm very excited for her to see it.
Show us.
Nerd. And your wife's a nerd.
Holy shit, that's a huge box.
It is a large box. Ugh. And then it's
All right, it's a large silver box. It looks to be about, maybe 14 inches wide. All right, it's a big box. Got some geometric design.
Clone Wars. Styrofoam.
Oh,
With some
look at
with
that.
some
Angle it forward a little bit more.
very pretty, very pretty.
So whose lightsabers are those?
Ahsoka, Anakin, and Obi-Wan.
Perfect.
Bunch of goody two
That is
shoes.
perfect.
Fox, of
So
course.
for your anniversary or your next anniversary,
Yeah.
you guys should do like a Star Wars lightsaber dueling training.
That's a great idea.
That would be amazing.
And this is serialized. It is 1,944 of 3,000.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it wasn't number one, so you're a bitch.
Or
Okay.
number 3000. I mean, first or last. If you're in the middle, it doesn't matter with cereals.
69.
Or
Anywhere in between
69.
69.
Yeah, fair
Um,
enough.
and then
I'd settle for an 82.
82 is a good year. 82 is a good year. And then I saw an announcement today that, again, limited edition tomorrow, Balin Skull's lightsaber will be available.
Wow. Are you getting that too?
That's for me.
Cause,
That's for me.
cause nerd. Cause nerd.
Um, we have spent a disgusting amount on lightsabers. Like, legitimately a disgusting amount on lightsabers, and I'll just leave it at that.
That's okay.
We love them. I love them. She loves them. They're beautiful. Star Wars. Why
Star
do I
Wars.
love Star Wars?
How old are you when you first saw A New Hope?
Oh, the first time? Oh, shit.
Like, where were you? That's the question. Where were you when?
I was on 82nd Avenue in Vancouver, Washington, in a townhouse that my family was living in. That would have been pre third grade, so 89, 90, somewhere in there. And I don't remember what they're called, but it was pre DVDs and it was pre VHS. It was this huge, like 8 by 12 disc thing. I don't know what they're called. And that's what we watched it on. And I was terrified, absolutely fucking terrified of the trash compactor monster.
Oh my God.
Scared the hell out of me.
That scene made me so nervous the first time I saw it. Because I was like, it was the sort of scene that you can predict the future. You're like, they're gonna get crushed. And then it was like, yeah, dummy, but there's something worse.
Of course there is. Of
Yeah.
course there is.
Someone
S-
told me like the creature that was in that trash compactor actually had a purpose to be being there. I don't know if that's true.
I want to say it was essentially like a bacteria. It eats all the things that it can eat, if I remember right. It,
Right.
but it's just like that bacteria on a epic scale. Like, yeah. course it's going to eat the humans because it can eat you and digest you, and then you don't have to worry about that garbage. So, uh, I'll go. Mine's kind of a two-part story because this is also why Star Wars is a Christmas movie. When I was growing up, my family didn't have cable, didn't really watch a lot of movies, but we would go to my grandparents' house at Christmas time, and at that time, USA would back to back to back the trilogy for like a week straight, and I would watch it at my grandparents' house over Christmas. So thus, the original trilogy is a Christmas movie. I don't remember the first time I watched them. I just distinctly remember watching them in California in my grandparents' house. And yeah, I still to this day try and watch them on or around Christmas because they are a Christmas movie.
The fantasy of Star Wars has always been better than Star Wars media, if that makes any sense. Like, there are some games that absolutely lived up to the hype for me at the time. Video games such as Knights of the Old Republic in way back when, right? Like, oh my God. TIE Fighter versus X-Wing way back when. Rogue Squadron way back when. God, what was that one that we played at your house, Chris? First person shooter?
Dark Forces?
Yes. Also at the time, beautiful, amazing, fantastic. Loved it at the time. And I think this is the thing. George Lucas is a good world creator, but not a very good director and an even worse script writer. And and I think this holds up because if you look at any of the printed stories in the printed media back in the 90s and early aughts, those stories were so good. Timothy Zahn being a really easy example. Just, oh my God, so much good content. And then George started fucking with shit. The re-releases of the original trilogy with the updated formatting and stuff like that, and then actual editing changes to the story, like changing who shot first, Han or Greedo. He says it was to show the world his original vision, and I can understand why a creator would want to do that. But there's also this train of thought that is once something is gone out into the universe, it's not really yours anymore. Especially if it's 20 plus years after the release, it's not yours. It belongs to the fan base. Space wizards with laser swords. I got a chubby just saying it. Space
That's
wizards with laser swords.
that's the fantasy, and it always has been, and that's the best part of it's a fantasy. Space fantasy show, movie, whatever. You get the best of both worlds. That's it. That's it.
And then I didn't even like most other Star Wars stories that didn't do with Jedi until Mandalorian season 1 and 2. Mandalorian season 1 and 2 I felt were really, really good storytelling and very compelling character development that didn't deal with the Force at all. Not really. I mean, Grogu's there, sure, but it wasn't about the Force and it wasn't about a Jedi. It was about a single dad and his foster kid.
Yep, this is the way.
This is the way, and I have spoken.
100%. Speaking of spoken, PJ didn't get to share his first time story. Tell us of losing your Star Wars virginity, sir.
Fuck.
Oh, um, well, her name was Stacy.
Don't tell us what Stacy did with that lightsaber. It's okay. It's
Stacy's
okay.
mom has got it going on.
I wish I was making up that name. Oh God, where was I? I don't.
Talking about Stacy.
First time I watched Star Wars: A New Hope was in Reno, Nevada, in a tiny little trailer inside of a box surrounded by a tall fence. And on one side of the fence, there was a parking lot uh, with pre-constructed homes. And a family lived on the lot with their children. And so I would hop the fence and I would go play with the kids in the houses that were waiting to be bought. That was entertaining. We'd stack up cardboard 12 feet high and then jump on it. It was it was a good time and a tiny hot place. But yeah,
Mm.
I was sitting next to my dad underneath his arm. And what did I don't it's hard to remember what I liked the most. The the I think the lightsaber definitely was what enchanted me the most. Like the first time, when was the first time it was lit? It was when Obi-Wan was showing Luke, and you're all like, "What?"
An elegant weapon for more civilized time.
From a more civilized time, and you're like, "What?" I want to see more of that. Um, and I was instantly hooked, right? Because the toys were tits, the movies were amazing, and then it only got better with Ewoks. And Empire Strikes Back, in my opinion, is one of the best movies ever.
Empire
Yes.
Strikes Back can almost, if you only see one Star Wars movie, if you see Empire Strikes Back, I think it provides you with enough context for the overall story to just enjoy it. You don't have to see A New Hope. You don't have to see Return of the Jedi. You could just see Empire and be like, that was cool.
Yeah,
Well,
that
and
happened.
Empire Strikes Back really sets for like media in general. It was one of the first instances of the bad guys winning. You never, ever
Oh,
saw the bad guys win. And here's a movie where the bad guys won. Like, what?
Han's frozen in carbonite. Luke
yeah.
is gone. Everybody gets captured and betrayed by Lando. R2 get or C3PO gets chopped up in a chop shop.
Hmm. Like,
No, that was a harsh reality.
just for media in general, you can't undersell the importance that Empire Strikes Back had on media.
Could you imagine walking out of that theater when that movie was released?
Oh shit.
Like, oh my God, could you believe
What
you
was
just saw
that?
that?
It's like when if you walked out of Infinity War Part 1, it was the same kind of feeling, except you're used to having those now. This was the
Yeah.
first time anybody had experienced anything like that. I cannot imagine that feeling. Like, what the fuck just happened? The people that I love and came to see are fucked.
Just got their
Like,
asses handed to them.
yeah. Like, when's
I
the
am
next movie? Is it now?
I imagine because I assume most of us saw episode one in theaters. I imagine it's like that moment where Qui-Gon. I remember being in the theater and everybody just went, because here's the hero. Qui-Gon's the hero. Qui-Gon's the man, right? And he's obviously going to adopt Anakin and show Anakin how to be a great Jedi and everything. Motherfucker gets got.
And yet, if you think about it, you knew that it wasn't going to be Qui-Gon because you've got Obi-Wan right there. You'd
Yeah,
never heard the name Qui-Gon Jinn before. So,
true, true. But we had two more movies for anything to happen.
right.
Two more
I mean,
movies. The very
right,
first chapter, this dude gets introduced.
right. So, I actually have
I
a question.
I
Uh,
wanted more Qui-Gon for sure.
Yeah, you
we
do.
we know you did, and yet you only got half of him.
I
So,
teased so much.
I know, and I will never let you live that part down. I actually have a question for you, both of you. So when we're talking about lines like it's a more elegant weapon for a more civilized age,
Hmm.
and not expanding upon that, do you think that any of the magic left when we actually got story to go with the Old Republic or the Clone Wars? These lines that are dropped, like the Clone Wars, like I was a general in the Clone Wars, just a throwaway line with no context, and really lets your imagination go with it, and lets the public just go, well, I wonder what that was. Do you think that the magic of not having it explained is missing now? Now that we have the Clone Wars, now that we have some of those explanations.
Yeah, but it was sort of spoiled, right? Because Obi-Wan explains to Luke that there was a betrayal, and the betrayal led to the fall of the Jedi Order
And the
and
Republic.
the Republic. And what that Republic was how old? 1,000 generations?
1,000 generations.
That's insane. That's a long time for space. What do you call it? Space politics and space wizards. That's a long time. Just saying. It's a large. It's a big enough number to make you go, wow, how dark is the dark side? To tear all of that apart and completely invert the what was being described in that sentence as a more civilized time.
I would like to respond to that and then respond to the original question. 1,000 generations of the Jedi Order ruling the galaxy really gives credence to the idea that it was out of balance and that Anakin bringing balance to the Force happened the way it was supposed to, because that is wildly out of balance. Back to the original question. I am so conflicted. Watch, like everything, right? Big surprise. Watching the original trilogy, I was starving, especially as I got older and I watched it again and again. I was starving for more information. What is the Clone Wars? What? There were more Jedi? What is and there was nothing. There was nothing. And at some point my imagination is good and great and awesome. But my imagination has never been able to flesh out everything that say like a dedicated studio producing a thing could do. Did you get a chance to watch Clint's reptile video, Chris? Okay, so a point that Clint made in his video, which was awesome. If you haven't seen it, everybody should really go watch it, and you should watch Clint's reptiles in general. A point that Clint made in his video was, if you need 44 hours of exposition to explain 7 hours of movie making, there's a problem. And that's referring specifically to the
Clone
Clone
Wars.
Wars series. If you need 44 hours to explain what happens between episode 2 and episode 3, that means your storytelling in the movie failed. And I will agree. I will agree. Clone
Which is not a diss on Clone Wars, because Clone Wars is just
Absolutely not.
fantastic.
Clone Wars is an amazing story. It's so good. If you are a Star Wars fan, I really encourage you to watch it. I don't like the animation style, and so I empathize with people who don't want to watch it, but the story is really compelling. So many good characters.
I will
But
say things got sharper as the series went on.
and then the
The
last season was definitely animation quality much higher.
Yes.
Do you
But
think that that series was required though?
yes,
Or is that mystery of what happened part of telling the story? Now, I'm
and
not a
no.
huge fan of the prequels. I'm not a huge fan of the last three movies. I we've discussed the throwing out of old IP and things that don't exist anymore. But so you do think that Clone Wars was a required part of the story?
There was and Clint does a really good job of this because he actually went back and he watched everything in preparation for his video, and we're just doing this off the cuff. The If you take the original trilogies, episode 4 through 7, the information provided as clues to what happened in the past does not align with the prequel. There are discrepancies in storytelling, which is George Lucas's fault.
Agreed.
It's his, and
Yes.
he like, what the hell, dude? And so, episode 2 to episode 3, you are I was left with so many questions about what the fuck happened to Anakin. What's going on here? He's obviously been through some shit, right? Like, he's got a scar, and I think he's missing a hand and some other shit. Like, a bunch of stuff obviously happened to him. And we can tell that there's been a significant period of time that has passed. But we know nothing. And I was left with a lot of what the hell is going on type of things. And to be clear, Revenge of the Sith is my favorite of the prequels. Watching Anakin fall to the dark side, watching him and Obi-Wan have their battle, storytelling and script stuff apart, which is not Hayden Christensen's fault, it's not Ewan McGregor's fault. I felt that their acting was as good as it could have been. The cinematography was as good as it could have been, and that lightsaber battle on Mustafar is tits. So good. And I really think that the hate Hayden Christensen got is very similar to the hate that, God, I can't remember his name, Wesley Crusher, Star Trek The Next Generation, Will Wheaton. It's not his fault. Scripts are not an actor's fault, especially a young actor's fault, right? No, there were so many questions, so many blank spaces. I think that the prequel trilogy is only enhanced by having Clone Wars out there. But again, it's 44 hours of media to go on top of a 7 or 8 hour trilogy. It's a failure of storytelling.
It's a lot of time.
It's a
Fair enough.
lot of time. It's a fucking work week.
And I don't disagree. I'm just asking because I haven't
Yeah.
seen Clone Wars. So,
Um, so much good storytelling around really great characters, around Obi-Wan, around Anakin, around Ahsoka, around Grievous, Plo Koon, even Yoda. I think Chewbacca's in there too, for fuck's sake. Like,
Yes.
so many great stories that flesh out the universe in such fun ways. You learn a lot more about the Mandalorians. So if you ever saw Mandalorian season 1, 2, and 3 and Book of Boba Fett, and you're wondering who the hell are these characters, go watch Clone Wars. You'll find out.
I did watch Mandalorian 1, 2, and 3, and Book of Boba Fett, and I was completely lost. But it was good writing that even though, or okay, maybe not good writing, but it was good enough. It was entertaining enough that I could follow, and okay, I picked up enough,
It's
and
okay.
it was
See,
entertaining enough.
that
Mandalorian season 1 by itself, if that's the only Star Wars media you consume, good for you. Season 2 is a step down. Season 3 is 3 steps down. And they did Boba bad in Book of Boba Fett. That was Mandalorian season 3.2. You were going to say something, Peach.
I think I've well, no, I was gonna say, despite all that, this is one of um the most enchanting things about Star Wars is that despite all observations of things that people don't like and the discrepancies we don't like,
We're
it's
still
always
fucking here
good.
talking about it.
It's always good. And that's how powerful that IP is and what has been from the beginning. Just like just like walking out of that theater for the first time. Like that made such a cultural impact that it's still a thing today. Like to the degree that that some people are just over it, right? And then and then there's everyone in the middle who's complaining about the things that they don't like, but they still want to keep going. And then everyone who's like, "Oh my God, shut up and just enjoy it." But that's it. That's just it. Star Wars is the tits. It's been the best for
It's
so long, and
I
not just the movies, but like the video games, and then the toys, and the evolution of the toys has only gotten better. By the way, because I have a small 9-year-old, we look at the quality of toys in stores, and we're not really interested. But the latest line of oh here's a product plug. The latest line of Star Wars Micro Squadron is actually really awesome.
I
Uh,
am. Do you guys remember action figures in the late 90s and how good they were? Just like a $12 action figure was good shit in the late 90s, and now it's like 3 points of articulation and it's bull crap.
well, well, and even just the quality of the toy, you can feel it in the plastic. It's just like, what is this? Even Gideon noticed, like, we bought a Transformer a couple years ago, and he was like, this feels wrong. And I was messing around with it, and I was like, yeah, this is wrong. You're right.
It's gonna
And so
fall apart
yeah,
in minutes.
we haven't bought another one since, but we have picked up some of these Star Wars Micro Squadron, and they're great. They're great, and some of them are even rare. Like they're hard to get.
I don't miss that part of action figures in the 90s. Having been
Uh,
a McFarlane Toys collector and there being figures that there was like one in a case, so they were hundreds of dollars
are
in
those
the 90s for an action
are those
figure.
diecast, PJ? Are they diecast?
What?
The Micro Squadron?
No, no, but they look really good. The ships especially look really good. Go look up the Ghost. The Ghost itself actually docks 4 ships. It's huge. It's awesome.
Yeah, I went and looked at it now, and I was like, wow, the price point. I thought that they were diecast. Either that, or they have to be bigger than they look on the screen. Um, because I'm seeing stuff for on the website like 80, $100. And I'm just like, that's plastic?
It's probably a set.
Yeah, it is a set. But, so like the tie bomber by itself is 15. I suppose that's reasonable.
Yeah, that sounds about right. There's this Gideon is saving up his money for the Ghost set, not just the Ghost by itself, but there's a Ghost
Hold
set
on.
that comes with uh uh what's the name of the ship that docks on the back of the Ghost? It's Spectre 2, and it also docks 2 Y-wings. It's awesome. Yeah, look at those things. Oh, the AT-AT's sick too.
Man, I miss diecast toys.
That's what I thought these were the die-cast Star Wars vehicles, but I am very wrong apparently.
No,
Even though even
I
though
was
they're
looking
not
at the
die-cast,
prices, and that's what I thought.
even though they're not die-cast, it's a good quality toy.
Okay, good to know.
I've been very much enjoying the Star Wars Legos for a very long time now. I thoroughly like they used to be called MIDI scale, but the capital ships that are now about this big, and they have little scenes in them where the people are represented by the little one by one. Yeah, yeah, ghost. Uh, Stop sharing. Here, let me, because I'm right over here.
I have so many of these things that I really need to put together. Like this one,
That's awesome.
like I need to put this together, man. Like what am I doing?
So here's Invisible Hand.
I've seen
So
that
this
one.
is one
Is
of the
that the
cooler ones.
is that the recent one? Because I know there's one
Yeah,
out right now. Okay.
it is designed to break
Pop.
apart.
Nice.
So you've got that. And then there are, I'm trying to remember. So you can see the clear-ish, the blue for the docking area.
Hmm.
And if you look in there, there's actual little pieces like it's the docking area, and you can see ships in there.
That's cool.
And then I don't remember with this one if there's a window, other window. Nope. Let me grab home one. No, we'll grab the triangle because I'll grab the triangle. This is one of their first ones,
Oh, nice.
as I have a cat in the way. Yep, that one's over there. So one of the cool things, come on. So you do usually have to pop things off, but you'll see little scenes that they hide in these.
That's fun.
So if you look here,
Yeah.
you've got Vader and then all of the bounty hunters on the bridge
Oh, that's fun.
represented in those little studs.
Speaking
And
of Empire,
yep, yep. So they're just little Easter eggs that you can go into the set and find, and they're super fun.
here I have a complaint about Lego Star Wars, and it might be unreasonable.
Okay.
How about the price?
I mean,
One,
Lego's always been expensive,
price.
so
Um, two, do you all remember, I want to say like the 2005 Millennium Falcon that they released, which was just the single most gorgeous Lego and Millennium Falcon ever fucking released. And ever since then, none of them have been half as good quality and detail wise. And sure, you can buy that for $3,000 off of eBay.
so I have been following a one person that does a lot of Lego Star Wars stuff, who has a lot of these old sets, and will, when a new set comes out that it should be compared to, will compare it. And in the quality of the build and the details, there is no comparison to these older sets. Like the newer sets are better. Uh, the only case that you get a well, the older set is better is because well they made it smaller. So, what used to be a 3,000 piece set is now a 2,000 piece set or a 1,500 piece set because they're making it smaller to hit a different price point, which is understandable. But the detail and the quality, and for those that build Lego because they like interesting builds, there's just no comparison. They're so much better. So,
And so
uh,
I'm on the Lego website now,
mhm.
and it's showing all the different Millennium Falcons. And I think the one I am thinking of was the Ultimate Collector's Millennium Falcon 10-17-9 from 2007 that had 5,100 pieces and was 3 feet in length, built to scale. Like, looking at this thing, it's
3 feet in length.
yeah, and so like maybe that's the deal, right? Like because it's so big, the scale allows it to be a thing that you otherwise can't.
Also, consider the fact that you're looking at a UCS set. A UCS set is designed it is the Ultimate Collector's
Yeah,
Edition,
yeah.
or Ultimate Collector's Set. It is designed for collectors. They are designed to be I'm paying $800 for a Lego set. It's not a play set. It's
Yeah.
not the $150, I'm going to buy this for Christmas for my kid. This is, I'm an adult spending adult money on an adult thing.
But let's also point out that it's $150 toy. Like,
It is
like
a $150 toy.
that's a
So it is,
lot.
yeah.
So there is another UCS that came out in 2017 that puts that detail to shame. 7,500 pieces, $850. I want it. I'm staring at it. I want it. I am fighting with myself not to hit add to bag right now.
Yeah.
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 But I have a sugar mama.
I think that's part of why I like these sets so much, is they get that display a adult feel. Like it's not a play set. It's clearly not designed to be played with,
No.
it gets that urge that I will describe having with wanting to build Lego and and satisfies that for something that's very nice to display that's not making compromises because well I need to be a play set. So I that's why I like these little ones.
I was curious, and I wanted to know what the largest Death Star set there was, and apparently that was set 75419, 9,019 pieces.
I think that was the original Death Star. It will not surprise me if they do another Death Star in the next few years.
If you are a Lego Star Wars fan, you should be really paying attention today, checking Legos, checking DisneyShop.com, because they'll have limited edition stuff that they may or may not have already announced. And if you're
Well, I
interested,
would not.
have money
I,
to burn.
If you want any of the exclusives, you've missed it. It went live on the first.
But well, there's some stuff like the Balin Skull Light Scepter that's only coming out tomorrow, and so I figured that maybe there was some Legos the same way.
So Lego does their May 4th sale starting on the first.
Gotcha.
They release all their May the 4th stuff on the first. So the limited edition, like you have to buy X amount of stuff to get it, is probably sold out by now.
and I there's no way I would go to the Lego store on May the 4th
I meant online, my love.
for sure. I was just saying like there's a Lego store nearby, but I'm like, oh God, I don't want to make that drive,
We
and
have a Lego we
I don't
have a
want to
Lego
stand in
store in
line.
Portland.
No, it's in Beaverton.
Okay, that close enough. Okay, I didn't know that we had one.
And then there's one in Washington.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Yep. And then there's a Star Wars store at Clackamas Mall. That store's pretty awesome because the guy will barter with you.
Nice.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Oh, another interesting factoid about the Death Star. The first Death Star had a total population of approximately 2 million people, including 1.7 million military personnel, 400,000 droids, 250,000 civilians before its destruction.
So what you're saying is Luke Skywalker
Is a
committed
genocidal maniac.
genocide. Yep, that's what I hear. That's what I hear.
I'm going to say that Luke Skywalker is the Ender Wiggin of Star Wars.
Yay! I would like to say that I don't know that it's fair to count all droids as the same thing. An astromech droid is not the same as a mouse droid. It's not the same as a protocol droid.
All droids are created equal under the maker.
Uh,
We don't serve your kind
what was
here.
her name? L33?
L33. I
Oh
think
man, I
they
was so
dropped.
sad when she died.
Of course, I got the card sitting right here.
Of course you do. Of course you do. All right. Anything else that we want to talk about specifically? We've talked
I
about
feel good.
Legos
I feel
and
good.
it's a good day. It's a good day.
It's a good day to be a Star Wars fan. Right now, there is more Star Wars media available than has ever been available before in all sorts of different mediums and contexts. And if you really want, you can find those old books. You can find those old books. You can find those
Go
old
find
comics.
go find those old books. Go love those old books, those old comics. They were gold. No,
And
just know that they're not canon
They're
anymore,
not
but
canon.
love them anyway.
I I very much appreciate the athleticism that goes into people who do sparring with lightsabers for fun.
Absolutely.
And I love all of the cosplayers and the effort that they put in to putting their costumes together and makeup and hair and all that. It's so cool. Like
Cosplay
it's
for any IP is amazing, but just the fact that there's this one that we love.
yeah, it's been such a uniting IP, and I think that's what I love about it the most. And of course, I'm biased. You know, my kid's into it right now, and and we happen to have this really great card game that's new, and I hope we keep it for a while.
I would love to keep this card game for 10, 15 years, because then my son can play it with me too.
Ah, that'd be so great.
It wouldn't it though? I just have to wait, what, 6, 7 more years?
Uh,
Well,
yep.
he has to be able to RTFC, so let's wait until he
Oh,
can
hold
RTFC.
on. I have to show you something because it's
What
May
do you
the
got,
4th.
brother?
Hold on.
I finally
Waiting.
finished my Wolverine Lego, if you
I
see it
see.
behind me.
I do see.
I've got a lighting kit for it that I need to put on. That will, I think it'll really make it pop. And I can't wait to get that up and going too.
The one lighting kit that I have, I love.
Ooh, what do we got here?
Nice, nice. Leather wrapped hilt,
Hold
Very
on.
and
nice.
it is a dueling saber.
I got my niece AJ a really nice lightsaber for her birthday a couple years ago. She still has it displayed on her kitchen island.
Very
Oh,
nice. Very nice.
laser swords. Laser swords.
Yeah, this is meant to be a long sword. I don't know if the scale is.
No, we can see it.
Portland, or actually in Oregon City, has one of the premier dueling saber manufacturers.
I can't remember what they're called, but I know that they're there.
Yeah, I don't remember what they're called either off the top of my head.
Saberforge used to have a location in
Saberforge.
Portland.
Saberforge. Yep.
They used
They're in
to.
Oregon City.
Hmm.
They're not
They're
there anymore.
they're not there anymore? They moved?
They
What the fuck?
they didn't move. We lost them to COVID.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Rest in
I'm
peace.
mistaken. Yep.
But there are good
There's
lightsaber,
tons.
like dueling saber companies out there. I don't know of any. This one is actually custom. My other friend Robert, who has sort of adopted me and my family, um,
You two timing slut.
he made
He
this for
is.
me in his shop class.
That's pretty kick-ass.
Shit. That's amazing.
That's super great. That's
Look at
really
that.
fucking awesome. That is fantastic.
Is
Yes.
that awesome?
I'll
And
forgive your
so
transgression this once.
the back of the hilt unscrews and the battery comes out and it's rechargeable. And dude, the battery lasts for years.
That's amazing. And the glow on that LED is real good.
Yeah, it
It's real
is.
good.
Awesome.
I think I'm gonna go build a Lego set at my desk now. Like once we're done, I'm gonna go build a Lego set at my desk.
Go
Uh,
build a Lego set, sir.
I'm gonna go finish watching Rogue One with my son.
I think I should watch a Star Wars movie at my desk while I build my Lego set. I think
Yep,
that's a
There you
cool
go.
idea.
that's appropriate.
I'm gonna go play with another sci-fi IP, but I might put on some Star Wars. I got a Snaky Boy yesterday that needs
Yeah,
some TLC.
fair, fair.
So
May the fourth be with you.
may the fourth be with us all.
May the fourth be with us all. Good night.